get on over here. I almost didn't press the button back in time. Oh, everyone, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a wonderful, beautiful, fabulous, sensational day. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for showing up. Led Zeppelin, moving on to the next track with Led Zeppelin. That's going to be That's the Way. Which way is it? This way, that way, whichever way we're going, that's the way we're going to go. Sincerely hope that you guys are just having a wonderful one. Every once in a while, you just find yourself in like a good mood and there's not necessarily a reason or anything. Today's just one of those moments. I'm just really feeling in a good mood. So hope that you guys are as well. Let's go ahead and listen to the track. We will talk about it after. That's the way that we like it. Here we go. Gorgeous guitar in the back. Really, really nice. That's really, really beautiful. Yeah, that's a really fantastic song. This is a really impressive album. And obviously, like, I know we didn't like listen to it, you know, even though I've heard it. Immigrant Song. We skipped the first track on the album just because I've heard it, so I just decided to go with like the rest of it. This is, I think, such a really cool blend and a progression from their previous albums, right? It's a really cool blend, of course, of the blues, the folk, the rock. And this album just seems like I don't want to say a perfection of that particular blend, but it does seem like they got everything going right when it comes to the balance in the music and how they draw from all these inspirations but truly make it their own. This is a very, very, very touching and emotional song. I really love that guitar that fills the ambience in the back from Page. The way that it fills this space is just so beautifully done. It's always satisfying to listen to. I find myself drifting alongside with the music, the acoustic on top, just riffing, but then that ambience in the back is just wonderfully, like I said, filling that specific air. Plants is singing really nicely on top. And I like how at some moments, about halfway on, he brings in some of those higher notes, but not the higher notes in which lead into his rock and roll kind of sound. This is just higher notes that provide passion, provide that emotional push without going into that specific side. And I don't know exactly what the lyrics are about, but I have what I think they're about and how I read them. And I always think it's an interesting question. I always think it's an interesting one. Whose interpretation of the lyrics matter more? The listener or the artist? There's an argument to be made for both. But I from what I'm thinking, these are really good lyrics. Let's take a lick. Take a lick. It's not what I meant to say. Let's take a dive. Sometimes I think of two words and I put them together. I was thinking, let's take a look. Let's take a dive. And it came out. Let's take a look. I don't know how I'm going to tell you. I can't play with you no more. Okay, so immediately from those first two lines, I'm getting the image of children. And one child is telling the other child, I can't play with you no more. Of course, the question, why? I don't know how I'm going to do what mama told me. My friend, the boy next door. I can't believe what people are saying. You're going to let your hair hang down. I'm satisfied to sit here working all day long. You're in the darker side of town, and when I'm out, I see you walking. Why don't your eyes see me? Could it be you found another game to play? What did mama say to me? I think that this is just so interesting. That's the way it ought to be. Now, this is how I read that. The album came out in 1970. Just before civil rights era, and of course happening on both sides in different respects. I view that, especially with the darker side of town, as perhaps, you know, this is how I read it. I mean, children are innocent. Children are going to play with each other and don't care about this or that. They're just, you want to play tag? Want to play hide and seek? Sure, let's do that. There's no deeper looking into anything than that. But it's not the kid's fault. It says, mama told me to do something, to say something. Mama doesn't want me playing with the boy next door. Is it because the boy or the friend is black and he's white and mama doesn't want them interacting. That's how I read it. And I think that it's so sad. Obviously, that case, which obviously happens, and it doesn't even have to be race related, even though I think in this case it is. Could be a lot of different reasons. But I think it's so sad, this line. Like, after the conflict, I assume, happens, he says, and when I'm out, I see you walking. Hey, that's my friend. I see him over there. But why don't your eyes see me? Could it be you found another game to play? A kid is trying to rationalize in their childlike mind. Oh, maybe did they find another game to play and that's why we're not talking anymore? And then he says, what did mama say to me? And that's when it begins to click. I think that that is such an impactful line. And yesterday I saw you standing by the river, and weren't those tears that filled your eyes? And all the fish that lay in dirty water dying, had they got you hypnotized? So he says he saw his friend again, standing at the river, just looking down, obviously distraught, sad, crying. The tears, as he says, is like going into the river, and he says all the fish that lay in dirty water dying, the water is now dirty from his tears. Have they got you hypnotized? Because the friend is looking so intently down with such sadness and grief that it seems like he's hypnotized by the river. But no, he's just heartbroken by whatever was said. And yesterday I saw you kissing tiny flowers, but all that lives is born to die. And so I say to you that nothing really matters, and all you do is stand and cry. I don't know what to say about it when all your ears have turned away. But now's the time to look and look again at what you see. Is that the way it ought to stay? This line to me is kind of the adult version of our protagonist looking back and reflecting upon this moment and saying, I don't know what to do about it when no one will listen, but now's the time to look and to look again and see what can change. It doesn't have to stay this way. I think that this is such a great song. That's the way it ought to be. Don't you know now? Mama said that's the way it's going to stay. But does it have to stay that way? And of course, like I said, I'm reading this from a racial point of view and a civil rights point of view in that end. But it could be any way, or in taken in any way in which, like I said, children are just kind of playing, but this person's parents don't want their kid interacting with this person's kid. Could be for a lot of reasons. Could be, like I said, racial. Could be political, religious, sexuality. It could be like anything like that. The things that divide. This is a good song. Let's look at some of the info on this one. Said they wrote it at their retreat at this place in Wales. Page noted that the two developed it and recorded a rough demo after a long walk before they returned to the cottage. The original working title was The Boy Next Door. On the surface, the lyrics are about one boy's parents being against a friendship with another boy due to his long hair and coming from the wrong side of town. It also reflects the group's early American tours where they were sometimes harassed for their appearance. I guess that's where you're going to let your hair hang down part. Okay, so I'm reading it in a different way. That's okay. Instrumentation is sparse, consisting of a strum 12-string acoustic, overdub mandolin, and steel guitar fills. Percussion and bass are absent until the ending, which was fabulous when it sends it over the edge. Page says, right at the end when everything opens up, I played the dulcimer. Oh, okay. I didn't even know that. He also plays bass. Heard at the conclusion I was doing a bunch of overdubs and got excited. John Paul Jones went home, so I put the bass part on as well. That didn't happen often, believe me. He says, hey, let's put it in there. Why not? And it sounds absolutely brilliant. This was a really, really fantastic track. Let me know what you guys thought of it, of course, in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed the music. Have a wonderful rest of your day. And did I say rest of your day? Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Okay. I don't even know what that was.